Class, are you familiar with this music? Great! That is from Super Mario Brothers. But Super Mario has a problem. Come on, let us watch the video and help him.
Oh, Mamma Mia! How am I going to get to the top of the flagpole?
Sandwich.
Trigonometry?
Is trigonometry. It is the branch of mathematics that deals with the relation between the sides and angles of a triangle. It is from the Greek words trigonon. Trigon means triangle and metron means to measure. It is literally means measurement of triangles. It is a tool for measuring distances that cannot be directly measured. And trigonometry involves the study of angles and geometric ratios. Let's have the right triangle trigonometry. So in right triangle trigonometry, it is often used to find the length of one side or the measure of an acute angle of a right triangle. So this is only for right triangle. Okay? So we have here a given figure. I have here triangle ABC with sides A, B, and C. So here, the hypotenuse is always the side opposite the right angle. It is also considered the longest side of a right triangle. So in the given figure, your hypotenuse here is C. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is your hypotenuse. This is always opposite your right angle. So this angle is a right angle. How did you know that it's a right angle? Because of this symbol. So kapag meron po tayong foot dito, automatic this is a right angle. So the side opposite the right angle is always your hypotenuse, and this is also considered as your longest side. Next, the side opposite an angle is called an opposite side, and the side which is also a side of the angle is called an adjacent side. So let's have this one. So if this is your angle, have angle A. So the opposite side is this one. So we have A. Okay, small letter A. So this one, if we have angle A, the opposite side is small letter A. And the side adjacent. So pag sinabing adjacent, katabi. So the side adjacent of this opposite side, eto po yon, this is what we call the adjacent side. Okay? So this is your angle, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side. If this is your angle, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side. So again, this cannot be your adjacent side, and this cannot be your opposite side. Okay, so if this is your angle, opposite, adjacent. If this is your angle, opposite, adjacent. So I have here triangle ABC. In relation to angle A, so ito na nga po yon. This A, small letter A, is your opposite side, while B is the adjacent. In relation to B, this is your opposite side, your small letter B, and A is your adjacent. Let me remind you that your opposite and adjacent side can be interchanged depending on the angle. Okay, so depende po sa angle. Kung ito yung angle mo, ito ang opposite, ito adjacent. Kung ito ang angle, ito po ang opposite, this is your adjacent. Ito po palagi ang ating hypotenuse. This cannot be an adjacent side and your opposite side. The six trigonometric ratios. So, ano-ano ba itong six trigonometric ratios? So, dapat familiar tayo dun sa opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent. So, paano ba natin malalaman that that is the opposite, the hypotenuse, and the adjacent? So, given this right triangle, this is always your hypotenuse, opposite your right angle. And then, this is your opposite, this is your adjacent. Since nandito yung ating theta, so ibig sabihin ito yung angle, opposite ito, adjacent. Okay? So what are the three primary trigonometric ratios? We have the sine, cosine, and tangent. So ito po siya. Since we have here our angle which is theta, so ito po yung theta natin. So this is sine theta. Okay? Kapag sine, tatandaan po natin for sine theta, that is opposite over hypotenuse. So, ito po siya. Pag sine, ulitin ko, opposite over hypotenuse. Okay? For our cosine theta, we have the adjacent. So, ito po, cosine theta. Ito pa rin po yung angle kasi theta po tayo. So, for cosine, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. And for tangent theta, we have opposite over adjacent. Okay, so I will give you a tip later on how are you going to easily remember the given pattern. Okay, so for sine, opposite over hypotenuse, cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, and for tangent, we have opposite over adjacent. Now, aside from these three primary trigonometric ratios, we also have its reciprocal. Okay? So, we also have its reciprocal. So, we have the secondary trigonometric ratios that are cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Okay? So, we have this table. So, for cosecant, this is the reciprocal of your sine. So, kung ang sine natin ay opposite over hypotenuse, then your cosecant will be hypotenuse over opposite. And then for your secant, we have, this is the reciprocal of your cosine. If your cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, then your secant will be hypotenuse over adjacent. And then for cotangent, we have, this is the reciprocal of tangent. If your tangent is opposite over adjacent, then your cotangent will be adjacent over opposite. Okay. So, hindi siya mahirap for as long as you memorize the pattern for sine, cosine, and tangent. Dahil kapag alam po natin ito, then alam na po natin ito. Why? Kasi this is just the reciprocal of your primary trigonometric ratios. So, for you to easily remember this pattern, we have the sine, opposite sine. Just remember the acronym SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so SOHCAHTOA, ito po yung lagi nating gagamitin, tatandaan, kasi for sine, that is opposite over hypotenuse. For cosine, that is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then for tangent, that is opposite over adjacent. Okay? So, ito lang po ang tatandaan natin. So,
For now, let us have first the values of the six trigonometric ratios of angle A and angle B. Let us begin with angle A. So remember that with respect to angle A, this is the opposite side and this is the adjacent side, while side C is the hypotenuse. The six trigonometric ratios are sine A is equal to A over C. Cosine A is equal to B over C. Tangent A is equal to A over B. Cosecant A is just the reciprocal of sine A, so that is C over A. Secant A is also the reciprocal of cosine A, so C over B. And tangent is the reciprocal of cotangent, so cotangent A is B over A. Now, let us have first side angle B. So this is angle B. With respect to angle B, side B is the opposite side, while side A is the adjacent side. Side C is still the hypotenuse. So, sine B is equal to B over C. Cosine B is equal to A over C. Tangent B is equal to B over A. And then the rest, the cosecant, secant, and cotangent are just the reciprocal of these three trigonometric ratios. So did you get it, class? So let us check your answers. The opposite side is ID, which is 3. The adjacent side is ID, which is 4. The hypotenuse side is BD, which is 5. And the six trigonometric ratios are sine is equal to 3 over 5. The cosine is equal to 4 over 5. And the tangent is equal to 3 over 4. While for the next are the reciprocals. The cosecant is equal to 5 over 3. The secant is equal to 5 over 4. And the cotangent is equal to 4 over 3. Did you get the correct answers? Great. Let us proceed to the next activities, the differentiated or the group activities. For this activity, for group 1, you are going to make an infographic. You are going to illustrate the six trigonometric ratios. For group 2, make a song or a poem. Explain how to determine the six trigonometric ratios. And for group 3, you're going to do a model. Complete the illustration of triangle RAM by labeling the figures on the right to find the values of the other trigonometric ratios. So you are going to use this figure in order to make the model. Is that clear, class? You may now start. The trigonometric ratios can be applied in right triangles only. It cannot be used when a triangle is almost right, or acute, or obtuse. How do you apply this in your life? There are times when being almost perfect or almost right isn't good enough. Reflect on this statement. Let us check your answers. In a right triangle, the hypotenuse is the longest side. An opposite side is the one across from the given angle, and an adjacent side is next to the given angle. Number two, reference angle helps you identify the position of the opposite side and the adjacent side of the triangle. It is sometimes referred or represented by a Greek letter theta. To easily remember the ratio of the six trigonometric ratios, you can use the mnemonic device SOHCAHTOA. And lastly, the six trigonometric ratios are sine, cosine, tangent, secant, cosecant, and cotangent. So class, please remember the following concepts or statements. You are now ready for our next task. I want you to get your notebook and answer the following items. Choose and write the letter of the correct answer for each number. You're going to refer to triangle CAJ. Number 1. Which of the following illustrates sine 52 degrees? Number 2. Which of the following trigonometric ratios illustrates AJ is to CA? Number 3. Which of the following illustrates secant 52 degrees? Number 4. Which of the following trigonometric ratios illustrates CA is to CJ? And number 5. Given that the measures of AJ is 4, CJ is 5, and CA is 3, what is the value of the trigonometric ratio tangent? Are you ready now to check your answers?